Add alternative text to images. Information that's bound up in an image is not accessible to screen reader users unless you add a text alternative called alt text that describes the image for someone who can't see it. All of these images that appear in the background of these slides are inaccessible, and for most of these images, that's not really a problem because they've just been included as a way to add visual interest to an otherwise text-heavy set of slides. For example, on this slide about handling disruptive behavior, the picture of a teaching assistant at the front of a classroom isn't really necessary. The audience can still get the point about how to handle disruptive behavior from the text portion of the slide. However, in this slide that poses the question, "What would you do?" you really need to have an alternative text in the image in order for the question to make sense. To add alt text, select the image and either right-click or select the Picture Format pull-down menu above the formatting ribbon. In PowerPoint 2016, the alt text dialog box that we're looking for has been buried a little bit. In earlier versions, it's easier to find. I've done a little hunting prior to recording this video and discovered that it's now hiding in the Size and Properties tab under a collapsed submenu called Alt Text. When I expand the Alt Text submenu, I see two fields, one for the title of the image and one for the description. A screen reader will read the title first, and the screen reader user will have the option to listen to a further text description if they want it. This is a fairly simple image, so I'll just write large lecture hall packed with students busy talking to each other and ignoring the instructor at the front of the room. Below the title field is the description field. PowerPoint often automatically includes the name of the image file itself, and you can see that that's what happened here. The name of the image file is Lecture Hall Discussion. I don't want the file name there because a screen reader would read that as alt text, and I've already put good alt text in the title field, so I'll just delete that file name and leave the description field blank. If I was working with a more complex image like a chart or a graph, I'd use this description field to elaborate on the findings of the data, but in this case I'm good with just the title. So that's how you add alt text. It's a fairly straightforward process once you locate the alt text dialog box. Sometimes, though, it's better to just use text instead of images. This slide that talks about completing the full privacy tutorial is a perfect example. The steps to complete the privacy tutorial are to go to One Stop Student Services first, and then to select the FERPA tutorial. But One Stop Student Services is an image capture from the One Stop website. And the same thing on the FERPA tutorial. It's a screen capture of the link itself rather than text that says what the name of the tutorial is. Showing screenshots of the website might make it easier for some audience members to remember what website to go to and what link to follow, but websites change all the time and this set of images may become outdated and therefore not useful. Plus, a screen reader user wouldn't be able to read this slide at all. I could add alt text to these two images and then correct the logical reading order of the objects, but in this case, it's better to just get rid of these images and type the instructions out.